In this tutorial, we'll learn how to determine the center, radius, and interval of convergence using the ratio test. So a power series is an infinite series of the form summation of c sub n times the quantity of x minus c raised to n, where n is equal to 0 to infinity, where a sub n is the coefficient of the n term and x is the variable of the series. Then C is the center of the series where the series is expanded around. And the N is the term index starting from 0 and going to infinity. So each term of the series involves a power of x minus c. So power series can be used to approximate functions within a certain range of values for x. So this is the example of power series. Now, let's proceed to finding the center of the power series. So, to find the center of a power series, set the expression containing x inside parentheses equal to 0 and solve. So, for example, summation of n over 3 raised to n times the quantity of x minus 5 raised to n, where n is equal to 0 to infinity. So, iset lang natin yung ating expression containing x inside parentheses equal to 0 and solve. So, x minus 5 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 5. So, yung ating center here in our series is c is equal to 5. So let's have another example, summation of 3 times x minus 2 raised to n, where n is equal to 0 to infinity. So, iset lang natin yung ating expression containing x inside parentheses equal to 0 and solve. So, x minus 2 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 2, then yung ating center is equal to 2. Understand? Okay, now let's proceed in convergence of a power series. So when we talk about a converging power series, we mean that as you add more terms, the series approaches a finite value. And the key concepts here are the radius of convergence and the interval of convergence. So the radius of convergence is the distance from the center within which the series converges. Outside this radius, the series diverges. And the interval of convergence is the actual set of x values for which the series converges. It's centered around C and extends to the left and right by the radius of convergence. And the interval is usually expressed as C minus R and C plus R. So we have three conditions for finding the radius of convergence and interval of convergence in a power series. So for case number 1, limit where n approaches to infinity, absolute value of a sub n plus 1 over a sub n is equal to 0. So when the ratio test gives a limit of 0, the power series converges for all values of x. Thus, the radius of convergence is infinite, and the interval of convergence is negative infinite and positive infinite. Then, for case number 2, when the ratio test gives a limit of infinite, so the power series converges only at the center and diverges elsewhere. Thus, the radius of convergence is 0 and the interval of convergence is c. Then for case number 3, limit where n approaches to infinity, absolute value of a sub n plus 1 over a sub n is equal to n, where n is a finite non-zero limit in terms of x. So when the ratio test gives a finite non-zero limit in terms of x, the power series converges only within a specific interval. And the radius of convergence can determine using the inequality absolute value of x minus c less than r. And then the interval of convergence is c minus r and c plus r, where endpoint convergence must be checked separately.
So let's have an example for case number 1. Summation of -1 raised to n x raised to 2n over 2n factorial where n is equal to 0 to infinity. So first, let's find the center here in our series, and to find the center of the power series, set the expression containing x inside parentheses equal to 0 and solve. But here in our case, since the exponent x is raised to 2n, it means the terms are expressed as powers of x squared, not x minus c. So this tells us that the series is centered at x is equal to 0. So the center here in our given series is 0. Next, we use the ratio test to determine the radius and interval of convergence for a power series. And our formula for ratio test is limit and approaches to infinity absolute value of a sub n plus 1 over a sub n. So, first, let's find a sub n plus 1, and ang gagawin lang natin dito is mag-a-add lang tayo ng plus 1 for all n. So, a sub n plus 1 is equal to -1 raised to n plus 1 x raised to 2 times n plus 1 all over 2 times n plus 1 factorial, and then isi-simplify pa natin yung ating exponent. So, a sub n plus 1 is equal to -1 raised to n plus 1 x, and then 2 times n is 2n plus 2 times 1 is 2 all over 2 times n is 2n plus 2 times 1 is 2, then factorial. So, since nakuha na natin yung ating a sub n plus 1, and then yung ating a sub n naman dito is yung ating given series, so pwede natin siyang i-substitute dito sa ating formula. So, limit and approaches to infinity, yung ating a sub n plus 1 is -1 raised to n plus 1 x raised to 2n plus 2 all over 2n plus 2 factorial over yung ating a sub n, -1 raised to n x raised to 2n all over 2n factorial. Next, copy lang natin yung ating a sub n plus 1. So, limit and approaches to infinity absolute value of -1 raised to n plus 1 x raised to 2n plus 2 over 2n plus 2 factorial. And then, itatimes natin siya dun sa ating a sub n, and i-reciprocal lang natin siya. So, 2n factorial over -1 raised to n x raised to 2n. Next is expand na natin siya. So, limit and approaches to infinity absolute value of -1 raised to n times -1 then x raised to 2n and x squared all over 2n plus 2 times 2n plus 1 and 2n factorial times, copy lang natin siya. So, 2n factorial all over -1 raised to n x raised to 2n. And then, cancel out natin yung common terms. So, -1 raised to n, and then x raised to 2n, and 2n factorial. Next is, copy lang natin yung mga natira. So, limit and approaches to infinity, absolute value of -x squared all over 2n plus 2 times 2n plus 1. Next is limit and approaches to infinity. So, magiging 1 to, then pagtatimes natin yung 2n times 2n, and then hindi na natin papansinin yung 2 and 1. So, 2n times 2n is 4n squared, then -x squared. So, this is, since yung ating denominator dito is nag-grow very fast to infinity, so this fraction approaches to 0, and then ito is magiging positive x squared na. So, since yung ating ratio test gave a limit of 0, so the power series converges for all values of x, and the radius of convergence is equal to infinite, and then yung ating interval of convergence is equal to negative infinite and positive infinite.
So we have an example, the infinite series, summation from n is equal to 1 to infinity of the fraction where the numerator is x minus 6 raised to the power of n, and the denominator is n raised to the power of n. So to find the radius of convergence, we use the ratio test, which states that we compute the limit. So the limit as n approaches infinity of the absolute value of the ratio of a sub n plus 1 to a sub n. So for a sub n plus 1, we replace n with n plus 1 in the general term, which is a sub n plus 1 is equal to x minus 6 raised to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 raised to the power of n plus 1. Then compute the ratio. So the limit as n approaches infinity of the absolute value of x minus 6 raised to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 raised to the power of n plus 1 all over x minus 6 raised to the power of n over n raised to the power of n. This simplifies to the limit as n approaches infinity of the absolute value of x minus 6 times n raised to the power of n over n plus 1 raised to the power of n plus 1. Then, evaluate the limit. We now analyze the fraction, which is n raised to the power of n over n plus 1 raised to the power of n plus 1 using limit. So we know that n raised to the power of n over n plus 1 raised to the power of n plus 1 is equal to n over n plus 1 raised to the power of n times 1 over n plus 1. So as n approaches infinity, we know that n over n plus 1 raised to the power of n is 1 over n, and 1 over n plus 1 is 0. So, thus the entire fraction approaches 0, meaning the limit of our ratio is x minus 6 times 0 is equal to 0. Since the ratio test gives a limit of 0 for all x, the series converges for every value of x. This means that the radius of convergence is infinite. Therefore, the radius of convergence is infinite, and the interval of convergence is negative infinite and positive infinite.
Now, let's proceed on giving examples on case number 2. Again, our formula in solving power series, radius and interval convergence of the series is the absolute value of a sub n plus 1 over a sub n. Example number 1. Summation of n plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n, where n is equal to 0 approaches to infinity. First step is to find the value of a sub n plus 1. Like on our previous example, we just need to add 1 on our given. So the value of our a sub n plus 1 will be n plus 1 plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5n. Next is to find the value of a sub n. And the value of our a sub n is just the original given. So the value of our a sub n will be n plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n. Now, let's substitute using our formula, the absolute value of a sub n plus 1 over a sub n. We got n plus 1 plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n plus 1 over n plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n. Next step, we will simplify our numerator. N plus 1, 2 factorial will be n plus 3 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n plus 1, and just copy the denominator, n plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n. Now, let's expand it to cancel out. N plus 3, n plus 2 factorial. We stop on n plus 2 factorial because we saw n plus 2 factorial on the denominator. We can cancel out that. Next, 4x minus 5 raised to n. 4x minus 5, 1. We would not put 1 on 4x minus 5 because it's as is over n plus 2 factorial 4x minus 5 raised to n. Okay, now we will cancel out those terms that are the same. Let's first copy again our given. Okay, we can cancel out n plus 2 factorial and 4x minus 5 raised to n. And let's just copy the numbers or the terms that are left. We have n plus 3 and 4x minus 5. After that, we will put that into limit. So we can move 4x minus 5, limit of n approaches infinity, then copy the n plus 3. Next, copy the 4x minus 5, limit n approaches to infinity. We will just substitute the value of n to infinity. So we have infinity plus 3 and 4x minus 5. And we all know that infinity plus 3 is equal to infinity. And that satisfied our case number 2. It does not end there because we still need to identify our center, interval, and our radius. To identify the value of our center, we will look to the given and get the value of x. So 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Divide both sides to 4 to cancel out. X is equal to 5 over 4. Now, we know the value of our center and it's 5 over 4. Next, we will find our interval. And our interval is equal to our center, so we have 5 over 4 also. And our radius will be 0. That's end our example number. Do you guys understood our first example? Do you have any question? If none, let's proceed on our second example.
Let's try another example of a power series from 1 to infinity n factorial times the quantity of 2x minus 1 to the power of n. But first, let us know what will be our center. Let's try 2x minus 1 is equals to 0. Transpose 1 to the other side. it will be 2x equals 1. Divide by 2 both sides equals x equals 1 over 2. And it will be our center also, 1 half. Then let's try an plus 1 over an. Substitute is limit from n to infinity. Let's put absolute value. N plus 1 factorial times quantity of 2x minus 1 to the power of n plus 1 over an, which is our given, n factorial times quantity of 2x minus 1 to the power of n. Then let's expand. N plus 1 will be, n plus 1 factorial will be n plus 1 times n factorial times quantity of 2x minus 1 to the power of n times 2x minus 1. Let's copy the denominator, which is n factorial times the quantity of 2x minus 1 to the power of n. Then cancel the same from numerator and denominator. Let's write the remaining in our given, which is n plus 1 times quantity of 2x minus 1. Then let's substitute n to infinity. It will be infinity plus 1 times the quantity of 2x minus 1. Then let's simplify. It will be infinity times quantity of 2x minus 1. And limit from n to infinity will be infinity, which is diverge. Since the result is infinity, our radius will be 0, and our interval of convergence is c. The value of c earlier, as resolved, is 1 over 2.
So let us proceed to case 3. Our example for case 3 is summation of square root of n times x minus 1 raised to n. Ang una natin gagawin is hahanapin natin yung center. So, center natin is x minus 1 equal to 0, x is equal to 1, c is equal to 1. Ang susunod naman natin gagawin ay mag-ratio test tayo. So, our formula sa ratio test is a sub n plus 1 all over a sub n. So, ang gagawin natin is kukunin natin yung a sub n plus 1 tsaka yung a sub n. So, ang a sub n plus 1 natin is a sub n plus 1 is equal to lahat ng n natin, lalagyan natin lang ng plus 1. So, square root of n plus 1 times x minus 1 raised to n plus 1. Nakakasunod ba? So, proceed natin dun sa formula. Our a sub n plus 1 natin is square root of n plus 1 times x minus 1 raised to n plus 1 all over our a sub n natin is yung ano natin, yung given din natin, kakapi lang natin. So, square root of n times x minus 1 raised to n. So, ang sunod naman natin gagawin is i-expand natin. Since kita nyo dito na may kaparehas silang dalawa, ang gagawin naman natin is pag-iisahin na lang natin sila. So, square root of n plus 1 all over n. Lagyan natin ang parenthesis. So, expand natin yung x minus 1 raised to n times x minus 1 all over x minus 1 raised to n. So, ang gagawin natin is cancel natin yung magkaparehas. So, cancel out natin to. Since nakikita nyo dito, pwede natin tong isolve. 'Di ba pag sinubstitute natin sa infinity yung n, hindi na natin mapapansin tong 1. So, hindi magiging square root of n over n. So, n over n is equal to 1. Square root of n is equal to 1. Times yung natira natin, which is x minus 1. Gets? So, di ba nandito na tayo? 1 times x minus 1. Naka-absolute value pa rin sila. So, 1 times x minus 1 is equal to x minus 1. So, di ba sa case 1 at case 2, ang case 1 natin is equal to 0 dapat. Then, ang case 2 natin is equal to infinity dapat. So, dito, hindi siya nag-equal sa 0 at saka sa infinity. Ang gagawin natin is magle-less than 1 tayo dito. Kasi, ito ay nagpa-find out kung ano ang values ng x kung converges ba ito. Sulat natin dito na naka-absolute value of x minus 1 less than 1. Isusulat natin to ng ganito. Absolute value of x minus 1 less than 1 but greater than negative 1. Ang gagawin natin is mag-add tayo ng 1 dahil para maging wala na yung kasama ni x dito. So, mag-add tayo ng 1. Add ng 1. Add ng 1. Add ng 1. So, negative 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Our interval natin is 0 to ang radius natin is yung 1 kasi 'di ba ganito yung case 3. 'Di ba ganito yung case 3. X minus c 2r. Diba ganyan yung kanina? Ganyan yung kanina. So, 1 ito. 1 ito. Kaya magiging r is equal to 1. So, our center is yung nasolve natin kanina na c is equal to 1. Kala nyo ba tapos na? Mag-check pa tayo kung nagda-diverge at nagko-converge yung interval natin. Ang gagawin lang natin is substitute natin yung 0 at 2 sa x na given natin. Summation of n equal to 0, infinity, square root of n times x minus 1. Gawin natin is substitute natin yung 0 tsaka yung 2 dahil ito yung interval natin. Unahin natin si 0. So, equal to square root of n times 0 minus 1 raised to n. Equal to square root of n times negative 1 raised to n. Ang gagawin natin is yung n, papalitan natin ng infinity. So, limit of n approaches to infinity, square root of infinity times negative 1 raised to infinity. Magiging sagot dyan is positive or negative infinity. And ang alam ko dyan is nagda-diverge sila. Nagda-diverge ito. Meaning, si 0 is, sa interval natin, si 0 is hindi siya kasama. Kaya magiging parenthesis to kasi hindi siya kasama. So, try naman natin si 2. Pasensya na kayang maliit lang to. Open bad, pagka-assign na lang natin. Square root of n times 2 minus 1 raised to n. Then, square root of n times 1 raised to n. Pagka na limit, gagawin natin infinity din yung n. Limit of n approaches to infinity, square root of infinity times 1 raised to infinity equal to square root of infinity times 1 raised to infinity equal siya sa infinity. Ang sagot natin ay infinity kaya divergent siya. Meaning, hindi rin kasama si 2 dahil nasa loob siya ng convergent. Kaya parenthesis din ang gagamitin natin dito.
So, isusulat muna natin yung radius, interval, and center. Kasi, i-graph natin yung tatlong yan. So, ang radius natin, di ba, ay equal kay 1. Then, ang interval natin ay parenthesis man din siya. Wait. 0 and 2. Pasensya na kayo sa sulat ko ha. So, ang center natin ay equal man din kay 1. So, i-graph na natin siya. Graph natin. Zero, 2. Di ba ang center natin ay 1? Ito yung C natin. Tapos, yung radius natin ay 1. Yung distance nito, 0 at 1, ay equal sa 1. Yan yung radius natin. From center to 0, from center to 2. Yan yung distance natin. Di ba equal yun kay 1? Then, ang pagpa-plug nito ay, di ba, kaya siya nakaparenters yung interval niya. Hindi included si 0 at 2. Kaya nakabilog siya. Ganyan. Hindi siya shaded. Hindi shaded yung pagbilog niya. Hindi siya included kasi. Okay? Kaya ito ay kasama sa convergent. Ito, from 0 to 1 and 2, siya ay convergent. Then, sa dito, sa mga susunod na mga number nito, yan ay divergent. Divergent.
To recap, please remember this. A power series is an infinite series of the form summation of c times n times the quantity of x minus c to the power of n equals 0 to infinity. First, find the center of the power series, and to find the center of a power series, set the expression containing x inside the parentheses equal to 0 and solve. Next, we use the ratio test to determine the radius and interval of convergence for a power series. Radius of convergence, or R, is the distance from the center of a power series to the boundary where convergence transitions to divergence. Interval of convergence, or the I, is the set of x values where the series converges given by absolute value of c minus r and c plus r with endpoints checked separately. And we have three conditions for convergence using the ratio test. First, if limit n to infinity, an plus 1 over an is equals to 0, then the radius of convergence is equals to infinity, meaning the series converges for all x or I, negative infinity and positive infinity. If limit n to infinity, an plus 1 over an is equals to infinity, then the radius of convergence is equals to 0, meaning the series converges only at x equals c or I. And the last condition is if limit n to infinity, an plus 1 over an is equals to n, a finite non-zero value in forms of x, then the radius of convergence is found using absolute value of x minus c is less than r, and the interval of convergence absolute value of c minus r, c plus r, with endpoint convergence checked separately. In short, remember these key steps. First, find the center of the power series. Second, use the ratio test to find r. Third, check endpoint convergence separately. And last, write the final interval of convergence.
Now it's your turn. Try applying the ratio test to a few power series and see what results you get. Just comment your answer in the comment section. And if you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tutorials. Bye!